Quarterback Carson Palmer speculated Mike Tomlin could be a wild card to fill the Trojan head coaching job. The Steelers coach emphatically denied the rumor when asked about it yesterday. Take a listen for yourself.
Hey, guys, I don't have time for that speculation. I mean, that's a joke to me. I got one of the best jobs in all of professional sport. Why would I have any interest in coaching college football? That'll be the last time that I address it. And not only today, but moving forward. Never say never, but never. Okay? Anybody else got any questions about any college jobs? There's not a booster with a big enough blank check.
Anyone else? All right.
Thank you. Anybody asking Sean Payton about that? You know, anybody asking Andy Reid about stuff like that?
We are not asking him again. Shannon, what do you make of Tomlin's reaction?
That's why I love him. Matter of fact, Mike. Just the facts. Just the facts. I can understand why he's getting upset. He's like, hold on. I got a job at a cornerstone franchise, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've had 3 coaches since 1969. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and myself.
Yep.
You want me to go back to a program that everybody think is great, but they're not what they... In the 60s, in the 70s, they were great. When they had Pete Carroll, they were great. Skip, they had one 10-win season in the 80s, none in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Pete Carroll went to USC and put them back on the map.
He did.
And a college, Skip, even Alabama. And Alabama is great. But the Pittsburgh Steelers is a cornerstone franchise. Mm-hmm. He's never had a losing season. He's gone to a Super Bowl and won it, went to another one and lost it. And he says, hold on, why do y'all keep throwing me up? Okay, why don't y'all ask John Harbaugh? Is he going back to college? Mm-hmm. Why don't y'all ask Sean Payton, Andy Reid? What is it about me? Tell me, have I not won enough? Have I not done enough to be a young reproach about going back to this? I can see if I'm coaching the Steelers, Skip, and I'm not having success. That would be well-founded. But I've never had a losing season. Who else can say that? Even Coach Belichick, who is... Coach Belichick is in a class by himself when it comes to NFL coaches, but Mike Tomlin doesn't have to take a back seat to Andy, to Sean Payton, John Harbaugh. He's in that same breath.
Listen, to me, he doesn't have to take a back seat to Belichick.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but Coach Belichick, you would know Coach Belichick's not going. But he said, guys, why do y'all keep coming up with, why do y'all even follow up with some bull jive like that? Because somebody throws it out there, y'all run up in my face. But my question is, why y'all keep throwing my name out there? I've given you no indication. And the Steelers have given you no indication that they want to move on. Because guess what they do? They extended Mike Tomlin. So he's straight. Mm-hmm. And they don't fight. The one thing you can say about the Rooney family, Skip, before I turn it over, they don't succumb to the media and they don't succumb to the fans.
Nope.
You can boo and all that. We want somebody, we want this or that. But the Rooney family, they've been at this far too long. And they are a chip off the old dad's block. Chuck Noll walked away. Bill Cowher walked away.
Did.
And it's probably going to be the same way with Mike Tomlin. He's probably going to walk away on his own free will.
I would bet the same thing.
So for me, and I get Mike's frustration. Y'all keep coming up with this bull jive. Mm-hmm. None of the other coaches have to come through, oh, you going back to college. Are you going back to college? Why? What is it about me that y'all keep asking? Y'all know what it is, but I don't want to say it.
Okay, so just for the record, before I go, do you sense some racial undertone to this?
Of course it is, because that's why he's like, well, why my name? Like you said.
Because he brought up Sean Payton and Andy Reid, who obviously white coaches, okay?
They don't, and they're tenured, Skip. It's not like Mike Tomlin's in his second year or third year, Skip. He's tenured. Mike Tomlin's been there, since 2009?
Okay, do you sense some racial sort of undertone to the questions being asked of him?
I just want to know why does his name, of all the coaches and the success that he's generated, why does he come up in this? I get Skip. Nick Saban went back because Nick Saban wasn't having success. I can assure you, had he gotten Drew Brees and had started having success in Miami, Nick Saban would not be at Alabama. But he could not tolerate losing.
Okay, but he had won a national championship at LSU.
College.
Okay.
And he wanted to test his merits at the next level.
Okay.
Just like Urban wanted to test his merit at the next level. Mike Tomlin said, I'm at the next level, at a cornerstone franchise. I ain't going nowhere. And stop asking me this bull jive.
Okay, to your first point, when Mike Tomlin says this is a joke to me because I have one of the best jobs in all of professional sports. You can make a case he has the best job because of his ownership in the cornerstone franchise and the bedrock ownership of the Rooney family. You could argue it's the best job.
Right.
And he has lived up to it by producing for 15 years. This is 15th, but in 14 years, they've made the playoffs 9 times, and that's pretty great.
Right.
Okay. You know how big a fan I am of this man. I've constantly told you if I could have played your sport, the one man I would want to have played for is this man. Every time I hear him speak before or after a game, I want to go play.
Right.
I want to go play after I heard that because this man commands the microphone and he commands his team.
Right.
I know he's had some issues with AB and it got a little out of control.
Right.
And we were talking about, is he losing the locker room because he can't control that one diva wide receiver? But in general, over time, he has been the best commanding officer before and after games in the league to me, to my eyes. So I have nothing but the highest regard for his consistency of demeanor and performance as a head coach.
Right.
He does not waver. I don't see him ever lose his poise or his control. He's always in command of the situation. Okay, so this threw me a little bit of a curve when he threw out Sean Payton, Andy Reid.
Right.
Because it did smack of some racial undertone to me.
Yes, that's why he threw it out there.
Okay, I got it. But I can also argue back that it's something of a compliment that he would be brought up because nobody ever thinks about Andy Reid coaching anywhere in college football. That's a joke to me.
Right.
And Sean Payton, I don't know, would anybody ever think that he could go be a savior somewhere in college football?
So Mike Tomlin said, why me then?
Okay, no, but I got you. But remember, USC is still viewed as, your stats are all correct, but it's still viewed as a sleeping giant.
Right.
And the other name, the college that he's been linked to is LSU, another sleeping giant. Saban won a national championship. It rises and falls.
Well, LSU is a lot better job than USC. Skip, USC is a rebuilding program. Mike Tomlin said, at least link me to I'm just paraphrasing. Link me to Alabama. Say I'm going to replace Coach Saban. Link me to a rebuilding program. How many coaches have they had since Pete Carroll, Skip?
Okay, but why did that happen? Because Carson Palmer, I believe he's on Dan Patrick and said, he's being talked about. That Mike's at the top of the list as somebody he mentioned as a long shot, but somebody we would love to get if we get. Well, who wouldn't love to have Mike Tomlin, right?
Yes.
And Ryan Clark, my friend from ESPN, who obviously played for Mike and played at LSU, has talked openly about, boy, would I love to see Mike at LSU? Sure, but it's like pie in the sky. It's like dream come true kind of a coach, right?
But guys don't leave cornerstone franchises.
I got it. But there's some compliment here that anybody would even consider. Well, you could argue he's the best. Like he's so good at what he does now that he could cross over and coach kids in college football, and they would perform for Mike Tomlin.
Well, I think he's looking at would Frank Vogel be linked to going back to Duke when Coach K retires? You think Frank Vogel will be linked to Duke?
Frank Vogel?
Yeah.
Well, he's not good enough to be linked. Nobody would.
He's at a cornerstone franchise. Why would anybody leave?
Frank Vogel's just a product of LeBron James.
But he won a title.
Well,
people might say, well, he's a product of Ben Roethlisberger. Whatever the case may be, Mike Tomlin says, my credentials says, and I'm at a cornerstone franchise. Why would he? Yeah, of course. Well, since you would like to have somebody, why not say Coach Belichick?
Yeah.
I mean, we really like to talk to Coach Belichick. Why not him?
Okay.
They got some boots because he said David Griffin, if I'm not mistaken, is a booster of USC. He got $5 billion. Spielberg, they can write a check.
Yep. Well, he's saying nobody could write a big enough check. But they could write a pretty big one.
I listen, Mike. I ain't gonna
You might listen.
Yeah, I listen now. Ain't no harm in listening.
But you know what? I don't think Mike would listen. It wouldn't matter how many zeros you put after that.
How many y'all got out there? That mean Coach Belichick. You know Coach Belichick got. Can y'all do that?
Okay.
Huh?
Coach Belichick would. But if you offered Mike Tomlin $1 billion to go coach the USC Trojans, you think he'd do it?
No, I think about $15 million a year get his attention. Might have his undivided attention.
No, let's do the pie in the sky. Let's go to $1 billion. Would he do it for $1 billion? I don't think he would.
How about this?
I don't think he's made that way.
Give him that. The guy at Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. I forget the coach's name. It's off the top of my head, Skip. But he got a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
Give Mike Tomlin 10 years, $160 million. I think Mike might take a listen.
I don't. No,
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo
That's his name,
Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher.
No, okay, you're talking about football.
Football at Texas A&M. He had got a 10-year deal, and they just redid it, so he basically making $10 million a year.
Well, he just
right around Coach
Saban. He just became a made man because he just beat Saban at Texas A&M, and that's your goal, man.
He's first former assistant to beat him after 24 tries.
He's been rumored as a hot candidate to go to LSU.
Because remember, Skip, he was the OC under Saban.
No, I got it. But again, we're now talking about apples and little tiny oranges.
Right, but we see guys leave a college program and go to a bigger college program. Mm-hmm. Coach Saban was at Michigan State. Mm-hmm. He left, went to LSU.
Yeah.
He went to the Miami. And then he goes back to Alabama. Mm-hmm. So, Skip, we've seen guys leave basketball, football. Mm-hmm. We've seen them leave programs and go to other programs. We don't normally see head coaches in the NFL with coordinators.